initials are Chuck Boyk, B-O-Y-K.
Okay, so you rather go by Chuck.
Chuck, yeah.
Okay. So, and actually you're representing?
We represent, the original lawsuit were four students in the nursing program, but probably now we might represent 15, and we have appointments with a lot more.
All right, so okay, so actually tell me there's been a change. The first initially was a couple of people, I guess, that filed a lawsuit. What's been the change now?
Right. Four people contacted us originally that were students, nursing students, that were very upset about the current situation. Since then, we represent perhaps 15 to 20 students, and on Friday of last week we filed a motion in the Wood County Common Pleas Court asking the judge for class certification. If the court decided that class certification was correct, then we would be able to represent all of the students that were potentially harmed in the nursing program.
And so actually, so basically you're going to go instead of on the individual circumstance as far as it's going to be a class action lawsuit.
We're attempting to do that. The judge probably won't rule on that motion for several months. The reason for that is if there's a class action, it's more efficient. Most of the students have the exact same claim, so it would be a better administration of justice. It would be faster.
All right, so basically it says about, you're just representing, you say like about 10, but basically it's about 460 people that's really out of the ducks or don't know where they stand with this program.
Exactly.
So would this just be an individual? What about the other people that it doesn't affect? Or they have their own attorneys, or would this also allow them to be involved with what you're going to be doing?
If the judge granted the class action motion, then all of the 460 students would be part of the class, and their rights would be allowed to be protected. That's correct.
All right, and do you know anything particularly that the students or the individuals that come to you with that they're looking for? What do they hope to get out of this?
Well, there've been a lot of damages. One, they've lost their tuition. Two, individual students have lost 2, 3, 4 years of their lives. Most of the students that I represent aren't the traditional students. These are students that work full-time and go to school part-time, so some of the students have been in the program 4 or 5 years. So how do you put a price on 4 or 5 years of a person's life? Another problem is that if the students try to go to another program and start all over again, their student loans are immediately payable. So they're in a catch-22 situation. If they finish the program, they get a degree without accreditation, which makes the job market extremely difficult. If they leave the program, their student loans are immediately due.
All right. So what are we looking at? I mean, is it like a ballpark, Frank? I mean, because you're right, you can't put a price tag on going to school for 4 years. I mean, the class session, is it a certain amount we're looking at, or how does that go?
Damages would be determined either through negotiation or through a trial in front of the jury. My clients would be happy to let a Wood County jury decide what is fair and adequate compensation for what they've had to go through.
Okay, so bottom of it, you're seeking to do a class action lawsuit now, and you say you won't hear from it, or when do you hope you won't hear from this for how many?
The motion was just filed late Friday afternoon. The defendant would have an opportunity to be heard. Other people involved in the lawsuit would have an opportunity. We would guess it would be 2 or 3 months until a final determination would be decided on class action.
All right, and so after that, just after that's determined, you still have to go to trial and all that, right?
Right.
So just, you know, we're looking at how long before you actually might be able to get some results, or what's going to come to pass?
It could be 9 months to a year and a half until we get any final determination.
All right. And so you say so far you're representing, initially it was about 6, but now you're up to about 10.
I think originally we had 4, and now I believe we represent maybe 12 to 15 students. But we have a lot more appointments scheduled.
just what do you think about those situations? Just your take on the.
Well,
I mean, I know you've been in housing. What do you think about it?
I mean, I think it's disappointing because the students trusted the administration to just tell them the truth. They thought they were buying an accredited degree, so they would do all the work and they could get a degree, they could get a good job, they could transfer into a four-year program, and it was a bait and switch situation. What they should have done was, as soon as there was a realization that the program was going to lose its accreditation, they should have just simply told the truth. If they would have told the truth to the students, then the students could have made an intelligent decision. I think the problem is the students, for the most part, have told me that if they knew that this program did not have an accreditation, they simply would not have gone to this nursing school. And we believe that's most likely the reason that the information was withheld.
All right, and basically also, so students aren't just, suing for back pay, they're suing for personal damages.
Right. The tuition, the loss of their time. There's also a claim for attorney fees and travel damages under the Consumer Sales Practices Act of the state of Ohio.
Thanks, Blake.
Yep, thanks a lot. Take care.